Hi friends! I thought it would be a fun idea to start showing you my makes each month and doing a monthly roundup. Now, I want to do this for a couple of reasons. I want to start showing my face on here a little bit more and building up my YouTube confidence, as it were. And I also want to hold myself accountable and making sure that I am crocheting a lot this year. So I thought this would be a good way to do that. Now, given it's March and I haven't done a video like this before, today's video, I will go through my January and my February makes. So let's get started. Like a lot of people, my January got off to a strong start and I crocheted a lot during that month. And I started with making this crocheted dove. The pattern is by Amour for Crochet and I am obsessed with her patterns. But look at the detail in this dove. He's got a beak, he's holding his olive branches, some eyes, and then you pick him up and see that it's a doll also. I mean, also just like, look at these wings. I really enjoyed making this pattern. And I made it using my 2.5mm clover hook and also the Skepia's stonewash yarn. I'll give some details just to the side of me as to what was used for this. And yeah, this was my first make of the year and I felt like this was a strong start. Let me introduce you to my next make in January. I made Rion the Dragon. Now, I got his pattern through a Patreon subscription that I have, as I have signed up to follow Amigurumi on Patreon. I've been following her for a number of years on Instagram, and when she launched her Patreon, I wanted to support her through that also. And each month she releases a new pattern for all of us to try. Because it's the year of the dragon this year, in January, Rion was the pattern that she released. I made him in yellow. I love the color yellow and I just wanted some color clashing going on here. Again, I made him with my Clover 2.5mm crochet hook and the Skepia's stonewash yarn. Another small business that I am supporting this year is Amigurumi. I have been following her account on Instagram for a number of years, and this year she launched a subscription on her Instagram and I signed up for it. And on her subscription, she is showing some behind the scenes of things that she's making, some information about the different places that she's been traveling, and she also gives some story times about her favorite memories with her grandmother. And it's very, very sweet, and I love that I'm able to support another small business. In January, she posted on her Instagram a free pattern as to how to make this love heart, and it's super cute. And if you've got any spare scrap yarn, I would recommend making this pattern. Now, another thing I am trying to participate in this year is the Ami Book Challenge, which is being run by Lemon Yarn Creations. And it's a wonderful idea. If you're like me and you have a lot of patterns that just sit on your bookcase all year round without being touched, it allows you to pick a book at random and choose a pattern from that untouched book and make something from it. And it's encouraging me just to kind of go back and revisit my crochet books that I have maybe bought with really good intentions and then have been distracted by, you're always distracted by so many other good patterns. For my January Ami Book Challenge, I chose to make a pattern from this Hello Kitty crochet book. And I kid you not, this has been on my bookcase since 2018. I had seen it on Instagram for quite a while and I knew I needed it in my life. But I couldn't, for the life of me, get a hold of it in either the UK or Qatar, which is where I was living at the time. But I had a business trip over in Singapore and went to one of the bookshops there. And when I saw it, I knew I needed to get this book. However, sadly, it sat on my bookcase unopened. So again, because of this challenge, I thought this is a great time for me to open this book and make something from it. Now, you may be wondering, what did I make from that book? I made Hangyodon, and he is super cute. His name means half man, half fish in Japanese. And I actually really enjoyed making this pattern. I have never used felt in my patterns before, so it was kind of fun to have some felt designs, and trying to glue that onto my yarn was a little bit challenging. I just wasn't being very patient in letting it dry. The other thing I made was his little octopus friend, and you'll see it's just very cute and they look really good together. So this gave me the opportunity to make finally something from the book that had been sitting on my bookcase for the past 6 years. One of my main goals this year is to design, record, and upload a new pattern tutorial onto this YouTube channel each month. And for January, I made these chunky carrots, and I made them in different colors because, well, not all carrots are orange. These are a really quick and easy make, so I would highly recommend that you go visit my channel and have a look through all the different pattern tutorials that I've got there, and you'll find these there. That was everything that I made in January. So what did I make in February? Well, February is the month of love and Valentine's, so it felt appropriate that the pattern that I designed for February were Chubby Hearts. And I made a lot of these. You'll see I made them in all different colors, and these are a fun, quick, and easy gift to make for friends and loved ones. And again, you'll find the tutorial of how to make these wonderfully cute chubby hearts on my YouTube channel. Let me introduce you to Usahana. She is a Hello Kitty friend, and she was a delight to make because I love patterns that I can use up my scrap yarn for, and she is just that because she's got all of the colors on her. And I got this pattern from Amigurumi's Patreon account, as this was her February design. And when I saw her, I knew I had to make her because I had a lot of scrap yarn that would be perfect for this project. The last thing I made in February was for the Ami Book Challenge, and because I left it to the last minute to do my submission, I chose a book that I knew would have some simple and quick makes inside it. I chose to make something from Whimsical Stitches by a Menagerie of Stitches. Again, this book has sat on my bookcase for goodness knows how long, and I've just never had time to make anything from it. But it delivered in terms of I had a very short time scale in order to make something for the Ami Book Challenge, and I chose to make this pumpkin pie slice with a beautiful frill at the edge of it and some cream. And he's got a very cheery face. So this was my February Ami Book Challenge submission. That is everything that I crocheted during January and February this year. I hope my little roundup video has inspired you to pick up your hook and crochet some more. I'll be back in April to show you how I got on in March.